How's it going, everyone? Today we have Stefan Fournier and PC Labrie on with us, both former pro hockey players and have done the full journey. Stefan is assistant coach of the QCHL Champlain St Lawrence Lions, 4 years as player assistant coach with the Wichita Thunder in the UCHL. He also spent one season as a player coach with Cardiff Devils in the UK, and 5 years playing in the QMJHL Major Junior with teams of Acadie Bathurst Titans, Lewiston Maniacs, Victoriaville Tigres, and was the captain of the Halifax Mooseheads. PC Labrie, who we both went to Canuck camp back in 2008 together, rookie camp, is the current head coach of the Champlain St. Lawrence Lions, also director of hockey, former as a coach, former 1 year ECHL player assistant with Wichita Thunder as well. I think before Stefan's time, and a former NHL player with the Tampa Bay Lightning with 46 NHL games played, and also 708 regular season AHL games, with a total of 16 years pro. That's a long journey. The journeyman, so they say. But welcome on, guys, and if you want to introduce yourselves a little bit more before we dive into a little bit of some of the topics and conversations.
Steph,
Peace,
you go
Lawrence first.
first. Yeah, you go first.
I think you nailed it. Nice to meet you guys. I'm Steph Fournier. Thank you for having us on, Brandon.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm PC Labrie. Like you said, it's a lot of mileage on the career, but the last few years the car's been in the garage most of the time, so that's what kind of pushed me to just hang them with. That's it.
Yeah. Stefan, do you want to chat a little bit about your playing days of kind of where you came from? Obviously, and list off stuff, but just a little part of the journey as a player.
No, I was a highly touted prospect. I'm from Montreal originally. I ended up breaking my femur twice going into my draft year in the Q. And, I ended up spending 5 years from there. I went undrafted. I ended up signing an entry-level deal after I won the Memorial Cup as a captain of the Halifax Mooseheads. And then I ended up getting traded from Montreal to Phoenix in the infamous John Scott trade after he won the All-Star game. And then I spent 1 year after that as just a player in the East Coast. And that's actually where I ended up meeting, I knew PC a lot before that, but that's where I ended up linking up with him when he was the player assistant coach in Wichita. And then, I was lucky enough to inherit his position and spent the last 4 years playing and coaching in Wichita and then in Cardiff. So
right on. PC, you want to add to any parts of your intro there?
Yeah, no, I came out of I went midget AAA like 2.5 hours away from my hometown, Baie-Comeau, and after that I got cut last forward at the Ramparts MGHL, the Q League, and I report myself to a team, junior AAA, the Frontalier Quebec, and from there I had my ups and downs, and I ended up going back to my mom's at 18 and just went back to school and maybe thought I was going to be a firefighter. And then I got the call in some senior AA league, and then I put the skates back on, and I found the passion again, and now it's a long story, but now that's almost like what I want to bring back to the kids is even if they play like junior Division 1, which they all dream about the Q or NCAA, it's not over yet. You still have to enjoy your last few years of junior or college and make the best out of it, because as long as the passion there, anything is possible. So that's what I try to bring to our locker room. Me and Steph, every day we bring the joy, and everyone is happy to be there. And we brought a few guys back that decided to quit last year, and now they're back on the boat and selling together, and it's been a blast so far. So we love the experience of coaching.
That's great. I mean, obviously, as you know, once we go through things, second chances, some kids seem to they get frustrated or stop, whether it be through seeing, I guess, the dream or the goal, or they get frustrated with the team they're on or the route they're on. They get that, and they just decide to quit, which again, you guys, I mean, it's a perfect, like what you just talked about, what you guys went through, Stefan, through injury, especially, and yourself there, PC, and just allowing them for second chances. It sounds like that's a pretty cool thing. And that leadership there, that, I guess that mentality to bring them back, I'm sure they appreciate it more now. And, you know, that trust is there, that loyalty, I'm sure, towards the team.
Yeah, like if you look at Steph, like even him, I got lucky because when I got the job, I didn't have much time to figure out my assistant coach, goalie coach, strength coach, and all that. But as soon as I heard that Fourn was available, are you guys still there? You see me?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
I just got. All right, sorry. Yeah, when I saw that Fourn had like a surgery and he was off for 6 months after for the shoulder recovery, I was like, hey, why don't you come in Quebec and we just teach, we just develop those kids and have fun with it and see what happened from there. And now all the kids don't want Fourn to leave; they all want him to stay. And now he's kind of torn apart by maybe leaving, going back and play again. And it's just been a really emotional ride that we lived this year because a lot of kids have their own choice to make. And am I gonna quit if I'm not making the queue? And all they all have different kind of family situation too, and learning how to navigate all this is always better to do with a buddy like Steph. So right now we've been putting up a lot of work with the kids, and it's been paying for us. Like kids doing good, and the team's doing good.
Yeah.
Steph wants to stay.
No, I mean, dude, we honestly, you know what, Brandon, like, I think that mine and PC's philosophies match really well together. Obviously, he's the head coach and he's the one running the program. But you know, we've had a relationship with each other for 15 years, and you know, just you know, what we can bring to the kids to show them, you know, what it takes to improve, and you know that there's always ups and downs, and that you know nothing in developing is a straight line. You know, there's always like 2 steps forward and 1 step back. So I think the best way to show it is obviously by example. So that's what we've been trying to do the whole time.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool to obviously have well, someone that's gone along with the journey with with you, and former player, obviously friendship that way too. It's makes things that much more fun going to the rink, obviously, and now instead of, we'll say, going to battle on the ice, it's now leading a group. It's much different. Question there, Stefan, when you were talking about the John Scott thing, was that I can't remember if it's the same year. Was that the same year that in exhibition when John Scott was taking
Yeah.
the slash at Phil Kessel?
Yeah. And then he got when that ended up happening, like then when they all started the big joke that he was gonna be the All-Star game MVP and the captain at the All-Star game. You know, I remember I was sitting with a mutual friend of mine in PC's a guy named Eric Nielsen, an absolute legend, and we were sitting there and we were like, I said, who the hell would get traded for John Scott? And 3 days later, guess what? I got a text message and it was my name that came across the ticker. So
You put it in the universe.
oh, man.
That's what happened.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
man.
What a cool story, though. Now, obviously, now that the playing days are over, that's awesome.